Hello and good evening. This is Kit Cabela of Harlan's Media. We are at the Irish American Heritage Center. We are just wrapping up the Illinois Attorney General Forum, and today I'm joined here with one of the candidates, Aaron Goldstein. Aaron, thank you so much for joining Harlan's Media.
Thanks for having me. It was a great debate.
All right, so essentially, you spoke about money in politics and how it's crippling our democracy, and Harlan's Media has covered a lot of stories in regards to gentrification, politicians, basically being bought off by Wall Street, the banks, and corporations, and Illinois' long-sad history of corruption. So essentially, if you are to be our Attorney General, how will you deal with money in politics and how it plays a role in our system, unfortunately?
Well, number one, I can be an advocate. So I have the bully pulpit. I can actually go before the state legislature and say, hey, we need to get money out of politics. Now, we obviously have Citizens United, which messes up a whole lot of things. But I think there's room there to actually work towards getting as much money out of politics as possible and then prosecuting those people that are using money in an unfair way. But the reality is, look, if someone, for example, some of my opponents, they're taking over $100,000 from big tobacco. Now, let's just put two and two together. If I am an attorney general and I've taken over $100,000 from big tobacco, what am I going to do when I have to sue them or actually pending litigation? It creates a conflict of interest which means the state of Illinois ends up having to pay because what? We're going to get private attorneys to now handle that lawsuit. So we have to, one, be free from conflicts. So as attorney general, I'm not taking any big corporate money. That's number one. Number two, we have to rigorously prosecute those conflicts of interest and those times where money is actually being used in a corrupt way.
Now, you've also spoken about legalization of cannabis and cannabis-related products here in our state. Illinois is on the cusp of voting for House Bill 2353 and Senate Bill 316, which would basically make cannabis legal in our state. However, Jeff Sessions is intensifying his war on drugs and has basically stated that federal law can supersede states' rights, and that would affect states that have legalized it for recreational or medical use. Should Illinois legalize cannabis, what will be your response in regards to protecting cannabis businesses as well as people who want to buy and sell cannabis products?
Yeah, so number one, Illinois should legalize cannabis no matter what. I don't care if it's Jeff Sessions, Donald Trump, whoever, we need to legalize cannabis. That's first and foremost. As Attorney General, I will do everything in my power to protect the state of Illinois' right to have legal, safe cannabis. So what I can do is I can try and prevent the federal enforcement from coming in here and enforcing these laws, particularly using, similar to Sanctuary City's argument, using state resources to prosecute these federal laws. Otherwise, it's a federal law. Cannabis is illegal under federal law. So states like Washington and Colorado and California, all these states that have already legalized it, they are technically committing a crime. So we need a good infrastructure where the Attorney General says absolutely positively, I'm going to defend these people who are legally selling cannabis. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure the feds do not encroach on our legal sale of cannabis. So it's touchy, it's risky, but I think what it has shown is that California and all these other states that are doing it, I really think we call them on their bluff. I don't think they're gonna go after them, and we have to have the faith that hopefully other states are doing it as well. That it'll just be impossible for them to do it.
Now, here in Illinois, we share a lot of freshwater resources with some of our neighboring states, and of course, state laws will differ from time to time. But for example, in Indiana, they have a laissez-faire kind of attitude towards the large industries that have been dumping toxic waste as well as other hazardous materials into our fresh water, most notably Lake Michigan. As Attorney General, what will be your response in regards to basically protecting some of our freshwater resources?
Yeah, it's as I said in the debate, we have to go after the corporations, these corporate polluters that are destroying our water. Chicago, we talk about how everyone's moving out of Chicago, and that's such a sad, it's a different topic. But the fact is, Chicago is a great place because of the freshwater resource. And if corporations and companies are polluting our freshwater resource, I will do everything in my power to go after them. I don't care if they're from Indiana or Wisconsin or whatever. Right now, there's pending lawsuit from the East Coast Attorney Generals against the Midwest states because they're polluting and they're affecting the East Coast their air and water. So I will do everything. I don't care if you're from Indiana, Wisconsin, or from some other country. If you're polluting our water, I'm coming after you.
And final question, where can our viewers and subscribers follow you on social media or learn more about your campaign?
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's Aaron Goldstein for Attorney General. You could just look that up. Twitter, it's AG for AG. It's actually AG_4_AG. And then my website is AG4, It's also Aaron2018.com.
All right, thank you so much for joining Hard Lens Media. Peace, everyone.
You're watching Hard Lens Media.